Well, hello guys, welcome back. And in this video I want to show you how to implement page objects pattern along with Cypress and Cucumber. Again, it's very easy. So let's take this test and let's actually convert it into the page object. And how to do it? It's very simple. Go back to the Cucumber tests and under the login folder, let's create one more file. And I'm gonna name it login page.js. And here we will specify the selectors and the functions, and then we will simply export it. So let's start with a class of login page, and down below let's do export default login page. And so what do we actually have here? We need to take the selectors out here and these functions. So let's start with the first step. So right on the top, let's create a selector of const URL, and we want to paste the URL address here. And then we need to take this user login and let's create const username. Then we need to grab the password. And then we need to grab the input button. So let me copy paste it. Oops, small mistake here. So const submit button. And that's it. And we can leave this one here because it's not actually part of the login page. So only URL, username, password, and submit button. Well, eventually you would also want to move the URL to some configuration file, but let's not make a confusion here and let's leave it in as a part of login page for now. And now we need to create our functions. So we need to visit a web page. Then we need to fill username. Then we need to fill password. And then we need to submit that form. So let's start with the visit. So let's create a static function and let's name it visit login page. And here we need to call the sci.visit, and we want to visit the URL. And then we need to create a function for filling username. So static fill username, and let's give it an argument of name. And here we want to call sci.get username, and we want to type the name which will be passed as an argument. So let's do the same for the password. So static fill password, and we want to pass the password as parameter. And now sci.get password dot type password, and I think it should be better named, so let's give it username input and password input. So let me just fix it, input and input. And the last step is to create a function for actually submitting the button. So submit. And here we want to get the submit button and we just want to click on it. And that's it. This is our base login page created, so we can remove the comments. And let me just check if I don't have any typos, and I think I'm good. So let me now just show you how to implement it inside your steps. So first at the top, we need to actually import it. So import login page from login page here. And let's update the step 1. So let me just comment this out for now. And here I'm gonna call login page dot visit login page. And you know what, this naming also can be just left as a visit, so let me just update it. So I'm gonna rename the function to visit. So come back here and let's just make sure it's named visit. And then let's comment out this, and we want to call login page dot fill username, and we want to pass the username. Then let's fill the password with password, and last step is to submit the form. And that's it. We can leave it like this here, because of course you can use a combination of page objects and not page objects. It's completely fine. And as you can see, even the steps are now much more readable thanks to the page objects, because you can see that if I want to call when I submit login, it will basically call login page, fill username, fill password, and submit, and it's much more readable than using it like this. And whenever you need to update the selectors or the functions, you can just do it in one place, and the login page can be shared across all the steps files. So let's now try to run it and make sure that we have done everything correctly. So I'm gonna do npm sci open, and of course I need to do npm run. And let's click on login feature and run it again. As you can see, everything is still working as previously, which means we have successfully implemented a page objects pattern to the Cucumber. And basically, if you want, you can start using this. And I think you should be able to create your own pages, and you should be good to go. And I can also recommend you using page objects, because I think it's much more readable, especially with the Cucumber. And of course you can modify it, you can create your base page, and you can use inheritance to enhance the functionality. And I think you should already know everything right now. And let's just keep this focused only on the Cucumber. And so I think that's it. I would suggest you to practice with creating some more page objects to actually get a touch on how to do it. And I think we can see you in the next video.